Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. This is going to be my reading vlog from August 15th through the 20th. I didn't vlog Sunday because I just didn't feel like it. Currently, I have two books that are started. The first one is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. This is a YA fantasy where basically witches control the environment and the atmosphere and all of that, and things are slowly starting to go wrong, I guess, and we're following Clara, who is trying to help fix all of it, basically. That's the easiest way to describe it. I'm 74% into this. Technically I started this in June, and I'm just getting around to finishing it now, but I am enjoying it. And then I also have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the fourth book. Yes, it's the fourth book in the Throne of Glass series, and I am 177 pages in, loving it. This is a reread. I'd like to get this done by the end of the week, if not sooner. I have this much read, this much I have to read, because it's like a 650 page book, but since it's a reread, I feel like I might be able to get that done by the end of the week, but who knows. It's about 12 o'clock on Monday here, and I'm just about to hop on my friend Katie's sprints, and so I'll be doing that, editing last week's vlog, and then doing some reading. Okay, so it's now 8:15, and I've read up to page 225 of Queen of Shadows, between being on sprints with my friend Katie, and now I would have read a little bit more, but earlier, I can't say much, but earlier I was planning a few fun things, so that took my time away from, like, everything. I also, earlier I got my fairy loot, so I filmed that, so that video now just needs to be edited and uploaded for Wednesday. Just wanted to pop in and do a little update. I'm going to be, fingers crossed, finishing The Nature of Witches tonight, because I actually have the audiobook open here. 2 hours and 33 minutes left, but I'm listening to it on 2.4 speed, so pretty much like an hour and an ish, so I feel like that can be done. But yeah, I will probably see you in the morning. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock on Tuesday, and I didn't pick up the camera until now, but last night I did finish The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, and I'm giving it 4 stars, even though it took me 61 days to read. Yes, 61 days, because I started it June 15th, and I finished it August 15th. That's the longest it's ever taken me to read a book. But I did just enjoy it so much. Like, as soon as I picked it up this month, I was like, why did I put this book down? The audiobook is what made me finish it. I wouldn't have finished it without the audiobook. I do like the characters, and I do like the way the magic is, and just the way the character development is, the relationships between characters, the romance between two characters. I did really enjoy that, and I'm actually very curious on Rachel Griffin's newest book that just came out the other day called Wild is the Witch? Yeah, Wild is the Witch. So I might pick that up at some point, maybe if it's the same audiobook narrator, listen to the audiobook this time. Maybe that might make me finish it quicker. And then I also read up to page 272 of Queen of Shadows, so I'm making a bit of progress. Not quite at the halfway mark, but like getting a little bit closer to that halfway mark. And I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this. Even though it's taking me multiple days to read, I still love it. And then I will be starting Lore and Lust by Carla Nicole, and all I know is this is queer, it's vampires. I'm quickly going to pull it up on Goodreads to see if I can actually spew a description to you, or not. Okay, I'm just going to read the, like, description on Goodreads. So, the slow burn vampire romance you didn't know you needed. Haruka Hirano is alive but not quite living, surviving but not thriving. As an elite purebred vampire in the 21st century, he is broken, content in his subpar existence. He is done with life, but life is not finished with him. When he receives a formal request to oversee the antiquated vampire ritual at this, I'm going to put the word here because I can't pronounce it, Hertzmankrux Castle, Haruka grudgingly leaves his home to meet another purebred. The vampire is not what he expects. Truly, he is unlike any vampire Haruka has ever encountered, cautious, innocent, and with the warmth and gravitational pull of the sun. And it is queer, vampires, that's pretty much it. So that's why I'll be starting. This is this is August's pick for a book club that I'm a part of, it's not a book club, it's more like a buddy read with a bunch of people where we read various books. And this is like a vampire book. That's pretty much all I know. I knew nothing about this really before reading it, except I knew it was vampires and queer. That's pretty much all I knew. And so I'm interested to pick this up, see if I like it. It's kind of short, it's under 300 pages, so that means it should be fairly quick, but who knows? I guess you'll see my thoughts on it as we go. So it's 12:35 on Wednesday, and last night I read up to, I think, about 20% of Lore and Lust, and the only reason that I didn't read more is because I was getting tired and I had to get up a little bit earlier today because I had a doctor's appointment, which, if you know me personally, you know that I've kind of struggled with actually getting a doctor to listen to me about my back problems, and I finally had a doctor be like, hey, yeah, let's actually look into it, get an x-ray, send you to physiotherapy to get stretches for your back and actually figure it out, and put me on freaking pain medicine to see if that will help, because I'm in constant pain and constantly having to take Tylenol. Yes, the medicine that I need to take did cost me $30, but at this point, I'd pay that every month if it meant that I'm not going to be in as much pain. So I have an x-ray tomorrow, which most people wouldn't be excited about getting an x-ray, but I'm like, if it's going to give any sort of answers, that would be great. Or if it's like, hey, everything's fine, it's not that, it's like, okay, good, that's also good. So yeah, I am going to just be reading. Currently I'm actually writing some reviews because I have 4 or 5 reviews that I want to write. So I'll be doing that now and then reading later. So now it is just after 8 o'clock, and earlier I filmed my Bookoplathon rolls because we're halfway through the month and I don't really have to worry about consequences for a TBR game. So I was like, oh, I'll film my Bookoplathon rolls, which is for Becca's Bookoplathon. And so I filmed that, and I'll just say this with no spoilers, is I need to learn when the fuck to shut up. We'll just say that. And then I also started We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which is the 3rd and final book in the Summers trilogy. I think that's what the series is technically called. And the first book is The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I made 30% into We'll Always Have Summer. And I basically almost want to throttle all the characters just because they are all idiots. And the thing is if I wasn't so invested in the characters already, I would probably DNF it, because I'm literally, this is just drama that does not need to be had if every single character just got their head out of their ass. But I love it still. It's probably gonna be a 3-star. If I wasn't listening to the audiobook, oh my god, I'd probably have a whole different spew of I don't like it. I like it, but I'm these characters though, they are clueless sometimes. And then I also got to page 342 of Queen of Shadows. I still do think I might be able to finish this by the end of the week because it's starting to get into the good stuff. Like, that's kind of why I paused, because I was like, okay, we're about to get into good stuff, so I'll save that for tomorrow, because then I'll just want to, like, binge it more. But I'm going to crawl into bed, start reading more of Lore and Lust, and hopefully get a good chunk into that. But I am kind of tired, so I'm not 100% sure, but we will have to see, I guess. Okay, so it's 5:32 on Friday. I do not remember the last time that I vlogged. I think it was honestly Wednesday, I feel like. But since then, I haven't really read anything of Queen of Shadows because, like, yesterday in the evening when I normally read, I was planning some things with some friends, and that took a couple of hours. I can't really say much, because, like, but, keep an eye out for October. That's all I'll say. So I don't really think I read any of this. Still on page 342, because again, I don't remember the last thing I vlogged. I also finished Lore and Lust by Carla Nicole, and I'm giving this 3.5 stars. It was good, like, but I did like the characters of Haruka and Nino. Their, like, friendship turned more, was, like, I went in expecting it to be slow burn, and that's, like, it honestly was a little bit faster. Like, it was still slow burn, but it almost was like, oh, like, we're 60% in and there's already something to do with, like, a relationship. I was expecting it to be, like, the last couple of chapters. I do like that this is vampires. I'll never say no to a vampire book, really. But the way that everything works was interesting, although there's some things that I don't think I fully grasped. And the pacing at the beginning of the book was very slow, but then it picked up towards the end, which I liked. Like, I read, like, the last, like, half of the book today or something. Last 40% maybe today, like, just this afternoon. Because I was like, oh, I want to finish it. It actually was starting to pick up last night before I went to bed, but I was like, if I can't keep my eyes open anymore, so I finished that today. And yeah, I don't really have any strong thoughts. I will be continuing the series at some point. There's, like, one book that is, like, an immediate continuation, and then I think the third book is more of, like, it's set in the world, but not following our two main characters based on the description. Like, it's following other characters that maybe we meet in book 1 or 2 that, like, I just don't know, because there's no character names in the description for book 3. So I don't know. I don't really think anything else exciting has happened. Literally today has been spent finishing Lore and Lust, reading a little bit more of We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. I don't know what percent I'm on, because, like, when you're on the computer listening to it, it doesn't tell you the percent, but I'm on chapter 44, so something 70-80%, somewhere in between that. I'll probably finish it tomorrow, honestly. But now I'm going to read more of Queen of Shadows, and then I'll update you where I get to that. Okay, so it's now about 8 o'clock, and I did just check before I started filming here, and I'm 74% into We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which, I don't know, I feel like I feel like I mentioned it earlier, but I'm kind of not liking it that much, but I'm kind of just finishing it because it's finishing off a series. And then I made it to page 444 of Queen of Shadows. I might be able to get it done tomorrow because I have, like, 210 pages. No, 201. Because the last line is on 645, plus the acknowledgements, which I don't really care about, and then the pages of the sequel. So yeah, about 201 pages, so I might be able to get that done tomorrow. I might not. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of, like, not being able to process everything. I also will be starting another book that is very out of my normal genre, I guess, and that's Verity by Colleen Hoover, and this is like a thriller where a like it's like a writer, I can't remember her name, is hired by this person to finish his wife's writing because his wife is sick and cannot complete the novel or something. Or that's kind of like all I know. I know that my friend Mac read this and loved this. This was originally supposed to be a buddy read with her, but she read this book over a month ago, so I'm behind, but this works for the mystery prompt for Witchathon, which is one of the prompts that was honestly the hardest, because I don't really read, like, mystery or thrillers, really. But this is Colleen Hoover. This will be my 7th or 8th Colleen Hoover book in the last couple months, so I am excited, because I have heard amazing things about it. So I guess we'll have to see my thoughts and all of that. Okay. So you know how last night I said I was gonna start Verity? I finished it. So I'll actually give you like a little bit more of like a proper description. So basically we have Lowen, who she gets offered this contract to finish writing this series for this very popular author Verity, who has unfortunately been in an accident and is no longer able to do it. So Lowen goes to Verity's house and stays with Verity, Verity's husband Jeremy, and their son Crew, and Verity is literally basically almost brain dead, so like she can't do anything. And so Lowen goes through the office, is trying to find things about this manuscript because she has like 3 books that she's contracted to write, but has no kind of idea where to go with it. You're also seeing this manuscript that was written about like by Verity, basically about her life. And as you're reading that, you almost question of like, you question Verity on a bunch of things. And there's a bunch of, like, there's a few, like, creepy things happening. And yeah, it was, like, an emotional roller coaster. I literally, like, I read, like, the first, like, 2 chapters, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go make some food, and then I'll read. And then I kind of, like, laid down after eating and kept on reading, and there was a point where I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to move until the book is finished, and that did happen. It literally took me like 3.5 hours to read. It's like a 336 page book. I was just like so invested, and like the ending leaves you questioning everything you've read, and the thing is, there is no right answer. Basically, you're revealed with information and you almost have to pick a side, but which side is the correct side, nobody knows. Well, I'm gonna assume Colleen Hoover knows, but that's it. And for those who have read it, I'm team manuscript. I remember being so confused about what that meant, but now, because it's team manuscript versus team letter, I think, of like which side of the story do you think is right, I'm team manuscript. Fight me. But yeah, I finished that. 5 stars. I don't think I mentioned that, but I gave it 5 stars because of just the way I couldn't put it down and the way that I got so invested. The only thing I don't kind of like is because there's cheating, but that only adds to like everything else. So then it's kind of like, okay, well, like it adds to everything that's going on and helps the cheating helps reveal information that you as a reader are like struggling to believe. And I'm just gonna shut up before I start revealing more things. But 5 stars, absolutely loved it. I love that there's been 2 books this month that I've been like, okay, I'm gonna just read a little bit of, and then ended up being so invested that I just had to finish it that night. And I also finished We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. I finished that literally just probably like half an hour ago when I'm filming this clip, which is about 7 o'clock. And I gave it 3 stars. The thing is, that's a generous 3-star, because the reason, I used Call-Pal to figure out this rating, because I was debating between a 2.5 and a 3, and, I do like the series, I like the characters, but it's just, everything that was happening was driving me insane, because it's, it's clear as day what the character wants, but she's not fucking listening to herself. There's all these things that are, these reasons of things, and she's not listening to them, and nobody else is listening to them. Everything that happened was just so unnecessary. Honestly, I hate to say it, I will always view the Summer I Turned Pretty books as a standalone, because I liked how that one ended. But I'm glad that I've read the books, so that when season 2 of the show comes out, I know kind of what might happen. But yeah, that's kind of currently where I'm at. I still have, I did also read some of this today on some sprints, but I still have about 100 pages left of this. So I'm going to try to finish it, because I do really want to get it finished, and things are really starting to pick up, so I do think that is possible. It is now 10 p.m. and I finished Queen of Shadows. Oh my god, I really want to just dive into the next book, which is Empire of Storms, which I do own right there. But I really want to get Tower of Dawn and tandem read them, because they take place in the same span of time. I'm literally sitting here breaking my spine of this book, because it annoys me that half the spine is broken and the other half isn't. That's better. Because literally the front half of the spine was broken, and then the other half wasn't. I was like, fuck it, I have to break the spine of it. I give this 5 stars. This was a reread for me. I love it. I love the characters. I love the world. I literally, I love everything about this series. I think I will always love this series, no matter what. I just love the characters. I love the world. I love how much, the thing is, this is, a 650-page book. But the way that there's very rarely a dull moment, things are always happening. Characters are always doing things. And I love this series so much. So, yeah, and I'm fingers crossed at some point soon here I can get Tower of Dawn, because then I technically own all of them, except my copy of Kingdom of Ash is a hardcover that I got for $7, but I want to get the paperback of it too, because I'm tabbing my paperbacks, and I want to own matching set. But I'm going to end this vlog here. I know it was kind of all over the place and random, but if you've watched any of my vlogs, you know that that's the standard, is just, I don't know. And I really hope you enjoyed this vlog, and bye!